okay, and link child protection to the police rather than the local authority. The police are generally much better at handling these sorts of issues. Families are complicated things. Human relationships based mainly upon affection rather than contractual arrangements may not seem a reliable system from a legalistic perspective. The evidence, however, is that on average they provide a far more security for children than being formally looked after. The words used in the system cause me some concern as well. I've seen reports in which the phrase looked after children becomes the noun lack with a plural of lacks. I've heard of the phrase transracial adoptable commodity, which means a mixed-race child that social services think they can get easily adopted. They demonstrate dehumanizing attitudes. The system's attitude is that parents don't matter. Case conferences are held at times and places to be inconvenient to parents. Parents are not given copies of the papers before the meeting, and other professionals are bullied into agreeing with social services at the lead agency. The system ends up careering towards disaster, and the attitude of the system is wrong. Contested adoptions are another area with hazard. At the moment, a secret case, heard on the balance of probabilities, frequently based on flawed evidence, where parents are required to prove their innocence, results in the destruction of a family. This stores up problems for the future, as the case of Yvonne Coulter and her daughter Tammy shows. We must not forget the impact on the adopting family, who believe what they're told, only to find that the errors of the system cause breakdown during adolescence, a very difficult time for many families. The process for contested adoptions must be changed. A life sentence should require a jury being held in public and the evidence being beyond reasonable doubt. The current GMC hearing over the allegations against David Southall shows how the system tends to maltreat families. It is not clear that the GMC wants to enforce the rules. I'm particularly worried that the GMC is not considering the decades of dangerous research on babies that David Southall has managed. The GMC tried to dismiss even the milder allegations currently being considered, has forced on the parents legal advisors and medical advisors they don't want, and tried to gag them. The prosecution in this instance is running on behalf of the GMC and not on behalf of the victims of this particular doctor. In the meantime, there remain thousands of secret medical files, estimated to be over 2,000, held by the University Hospital of North Staffordshire. Many of the parents of the babies who were choked, given carbon monoxide, and had their breathing damaged in other ways did not give consent to the experiments. The parents and children should be told if there are secret files on their children. Given the failure of the regulatory system in dealing with research here, it is worrying that the Department of Health are proposing a further deregulation of research. On a side note, I was contacted by a doctor concerned about medical ethics, who believes those changes could lead to more situations like, I think it was the Norwich Hospital, where there was a drug experiment that went very badly wrong. The system in the UK has gone wrong in so many ways. It has not served children well. The biggest reason for this is the lack of independent scrutiny. There are many changes that are needed, and many are missing from this Queen's speech, but the most important is to bring in independent security. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Douglas Carswell.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I never thought that I would ever actually say this, but it is a pity to see so few Labour members of Parliament in this House. Across that vast expanse of greenness in front of me, I think I can count 3.5 Labour MPs. That is about 0.5% of the total composition of this House. It is a pity that so few Labour MPs have come here for this debate on two vital topics, health and education.